All right, let's give this a shot. This is the New York Rangers and the Ottawa Senators. This is game 99 of 1008 of my 1992-93 full season NHL replay. And these are two teams that have yet to win a game. The Rangers come into this with a record of 0-8, so 0 points thus far, and the Senators come in with a record of 0-6-1. So they've got that lone point. Actually, that was a tie with Montreal, I think, the first game of the season that they played. And so this is, call it a Dave Gardner Classic, I guess. Two bad teams playing one another. And this is also, as the hockey guy would say, this is someone has to win. One would think, although it is possible that they finish. I've been doing it like they did it then, which is not how I always do it, but 60 minutes and then a 5-minute overtime. And at the end of that, if the teams are tied, then they're tied. That's how Ottawa has their one tie, actually. So it's, what else was I going to say about this? Well, yeah, so the Rangers come into this 0-8, Ottawa 0-6-1. Sorry, this is take one. I'm going to try to keep it at that, especially once I start flipping the cards out, then I consider it sacred. I don't want to restart a game. But I wanted to mention that, so again, I guess go back into the Wayback Machine. I need the Dave Gardner, the chime sound effect to go back to it. So the Rangers, at this point, it gets lost on even me that really they did not have a good season in 92-93. And the reason it gets lost on me, of course, is because they won the Stanley Cup championship in 94. And when you look at the roster, I mean, it's not like there's a whole lot of difference between the 93 team and the 94 team. So it's interesting to me that this team here, this squad, finished 19th overall out of 24 teams in the NHL in real life that season. Not a very good team at all. They finished last in the Patrick Division, 34 wins out of 84 games, so 39 losses and 11 ties there, so 79 points, almost a point per game. And they would have been as high as fifth in the other three divisions, but they would not have qualified for the playoffs in any of them. So, but at this point, early in the season, in real life, the Rangers did get off to a hot start. They were 5-2-1 coming into this game, which they won 3-2 in real life to emerge 6-2-1 from it. Ottawa at that time was similar to my replay, 1-6 coming into this game, and with the loss, they fell to 1-7. And yeah, so it's just, again, two teams that have not won a game yet. I think they are the only two teams, if I check the standings here real quick of my replay, they are the only two teams right now with a 0 in the wins column. And I mean, again, there is the possibility that they tie, in which case at least the Rangers would get a point. So also, before I flip this one out, I want to note that actually I've gone back to, I figure this is the best way to idiot-proof DoC hockey for playing it on camera, which is I've got my draw pile of 22 cards that I can use for secondary assist and also team players, like team bench players for assist and goals, or for goal attempts, I mean, for pass attempts and goal attempts, or assist attempts and goal attempts as per the cards and what they say. And so I've got just a straight 32 here for the 8 sequences of 4 that I would play through for a period of DoC hockey. Apologies to the people if my 2 downvoters from the last video, if you're checking this one out. I guess thanks. I'll say thank you, and yes, you have technically done me a favor, whether you meant to or not, because at least to the best of my understanding with how YouTube works, which is admittedly limited, but upvote, downvote both count as engagement on the video. So thank you for that. But I can understand if you're not just if you're an Islanders fan, but also if because I was using the 2 full decks, if you felt that that was unfair to Long Island and if it favored Washington just the way that the cards fell there. So I am back to the singular deck. I went through the 2 decks and I pulled from it 1 complete deck of cards, ace to king, and then 2 jokers as well. So I have an exact deck for this one if that was the reason, but anyways, you can't please everybody. So with that said, I'm going to flip this one out, because another thing I did say actually in the last video, I didn't realize the Rangers were up so soon in the schedule, but I did say that I would try to get them to the channel. Ottawa has been in a game on this channel before. I had them in the Battle of Ontario game actually. So yeah, anyway, let's start this one here off for the first period, and Right out of the gate, it is going to be the Rangers with the possession, 9 of spades. So Darren Turcotte here with the puck, and Turcotte here with a 2. Maybe they were tired at the end of their shift, and so Turcotte will just elect to dump it in the corner and head off for a change. Where the Ottawa Senators now about 2.5 minutes in, that is Neil Brady with possession. Brady with a 9. Brady manages to go through the neutral zone, and he sets up Mark Freer on the inside. Mark Freer here from the slot. Freer with a 4, that's not going to be good. So 5 minutes in now, and yes, I should move the sequence as well. We're into our third sequence here, the first period. And with the 7 back with possession, this is Mike Gartner for the New York Rangers. Mr. Consistency, he maneuvers it through the neutral zone. On to Stephen King. Stephen King with a shot, 3. And he fans on that. That's easily handled by in net. I always forget to check. Normally, even during a game when I'm playing on my own off camera, sadly, shamefully, it's only when it comes up to when it involves the goaltender. Like if I get a face card and then I check to see the goalies that played in the game, because I do it as played as much as possible. If it comes up on the card and they did for the skaters and they didn't play in that game, I don't worry about it. But it was Sidorkiewicz starting for Ottawa here, and Richter for the Rangers. But speaking of Ottawa, that is Norm McIver, their puck-moving defenseman here with the puck. And with the Queen of Spades, we look in the Rangers. Their team defense can be penetrated both on Kings and Queens. So McIver feeds it to Laurie Boschman. Laurie Boschman in tight, and I did say Richter, and Richter will be fooled on Kings. He will be beat by Kings, Red Queens, and Queen of Clubs. So that makes it 1-0 Ottawa. It is Laurie Boschman from Norm McIver, and getting the secondary assist on that goal. The King of Hearts, if there is one. That's Darcy Lowen, actually. Darcy Lowen there for the Ottawa Senators. So it is 1-0 Ottawa. And I've not been keeping track of the sequences, so thank goodness I have this idiot proofed. I'm going to count the remaining cards here. So we're at the halfway point of the period, 4 sequences in. This is number 5 to the 12.5 minute mark, where it is the Rangers trying to get it back right away with Brian Leetch here with possession, 5, but Leetch needs a 6 to a 10 to feed it through. So, and the jack and the ace, that could have been a goal by Messier as well. Messier, who I'm curious to check out, I think he just has a bunch of assists. I think he's still on the schneid. Yeah, Messier, 7 assists in 8 games right now for the Rangers. And yeah, that was jack and ace. So to the 15-minute mark we go here. I know maybe I shouldn't do that, but I like to look occasionally at what might have been, even with DoC. Mike Peluso for the Senators now. The 4, he's unable to set up anybody with a chance to score. And to the 17.5 minute mark with the 10, that is Mark Lamb. Lamb for the Senators, 8. Tape to Brad Shaw from the point. Tries to muscle it through, and he does. That's going to be another goal. Brad Shaw scores from Mark Lamb, and assisting on the goal, Jack of Diamonds. Why don't I know Luongo there, last name? I'm going to cheat. Oh, Chris Luongo. So again, that's Shaw from Lamb and Luongo here with about 2.5 minutes to go in the first period. Ottawa's up 2-0. But with the 6, it is the Rangers again. Sergei Zubov with a 2. And so at the end of one period of play, it's 2-0 Ottawa. Back for the second period, and I've got the iced coffee over here on the go. I know that, again, with the Hockey Guy videos and also Gardner's videos as well, and I'm sure some others, sometimes people like to see the beverages. I know I do, so for whatever reason. So if I like to see it, why not show it on camera? So a sip of that and away we go here. Somehow, the way that I have the camera actually positioned this time, and I don't want to mess with it, I kind of like how I have it set up here. So it's easier to keep the mug off screen, I guess, for this one. So anyway, or out of camera view, whatever you would say there. So it's 2-0 Ottawa after one period. It was Laurie Boschman getting the Senators on the board first, breaking the ice. Then it was Brad Shaw adding to their lead. And it's going to be the Senators with the initial possession here. That is Jamie Baker. Jamie Baker with a 6. He sets up Mark Lamb. Lamb looking for a goal to go with an assist, and he doesn't get it. So 2.5 minutes into the 5-minute mark, we go here where it is Mark Messier. Messier with the blackjack. I'm not going to injure him for this. If he misses time in the season, it would be factored into the algorithm of the card, but we will move forward to the next sequence. Messi unable to maneuver it through to anybody. James Patrick now with the puck. So we look at the Ottawa team defense, Kings and Red Queens. So that's Patrick on for Mike Gartner here, Mr. Consistency with the 3, and that is all it is going to take. The 30-plus goal man for like 2,000 years straight himself, Mike Gartner. getting the Rangers on the board here, cutting Ottawa's lead in half, making this a 2-1 game. Secondary helper there, 5 of hearts. It's going to be Messier with his 8th assist of the campaign. I guess I can do that too. I can keep live stats here. I'm not going to actually change them on the keyboard yet, but Gartner had 4 goals in 8 games coming into this, so he's now up to his 5th. So it's 2-1. I want a competitive hockey game. I don't want a one-sided one like last time. And that's the Rangers team card. I'm going to say Eddie Olchuk there with the puck. Let's see here. Queen of clubs, but actually red queens is what is needed. So we'll burn 2 more cards. And to the next sequence we go here, where let's see, 3 of diamonds. Mike Peluso with a king. That will penetrate the Rangers team defense. And Peluso on to king. Bob Kudelski. Kudelski, and the card fell to the floor. Picking up from off the floor. And that is a 10. So it is Ottawa restoring their 2-goal lead here. Bob Kudelski from Mike Peluso. And I should check to see how much time is left here in the period. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12, so that'd be 4, 8, 12. So that was up to the 12.5-minute mark, the secondary assist there. I had that weird feeling mid-sequence like I'd fallen behind by 1. The 9 of clubs, so that is assisted by, well, Kudelski can't assist on his own goal, so that's just going to be straight Kudelski from Peluso. It started off the sequence there. So, okay. With the ace, that's Norm McIver with the puck again. McIver, 10, automatically through. McIver. He sees Mark Freer high in the slot. Freer with a jack. That'll be stopped by Mike Richter. And the jack of hearts, that's Jody Hall. Jody Hall with the 4. The puck slips away on him. And it's the final sequence here, the frame with the 8. That is Doug Waite. Waite with the 8 here for New York, and that is fed through to 7. Doug Waite, actually solo effort. Waite from the neutral zone, barrels in on Sidorkiewicz. And with the Joker, he gets jokered out. At home, this would automatically be a goal. But of course, because he's on the road, that is not a goal. So do not tell me that DoC hockey, yes, it's a simple sim, but it's not without its drama, its moments of drama. It is 3-1 for Ottawa after 2. So this game, something that a Magisport does, and I'm just going to do it with the talk in between periods, something that he does during intermissions that I really like. One intermission he'll dedicate to the game company, devote to the game company, and then the other maybe to a project that he's doing. I'm actually kind of going to do neither, except I'm going to talk about the game. So recently, a new set of rules for DoC has been uploaded, like an updated set of rules for DoC hockey has been uploaded on, I believe, Tabletop Sports and Penalty Box both. I have downloaded them. I've not gone through them because, of course, by now it's just kind of I have my way of playing it, my way that I play it. So it's just I play it how I'm used to playing it at this point. But it is there, and someday I may go through it. And let's go through the third period. So it's 3-1 here for the Senators after 2. Again, the Rangers are at risk of going 0-8. They had 2 coaches in the 92-93 season. I'm trying to remember who would have followed whom here. We have Roger Nilsson. His record was 19-17-4. So hopefully he's the one who was not fired. I didn't really, as I was a kid then, again, I didn't really pay as much attention to coaches. And Ron Smith as well, 15-22-7. So Nielsen had the winning record, but I have to think that starting off 0-8, whoever started off the season coaching the Rangers, again, even like they just, could not have been too long for the coaching position. I mean, they finished first in the NHL in the 91-92 season, in the Patrick division, I should say. First in the Patrick division, 105 points. They would have been a contender to have finished first in the league that season. Again, just clicking through, going through the Wayback Machine there, as they say. And again, I call this a Gardner Classic because this is 2 bad teams, but let's get it through period 3 now. So the 6, it is the Rangers with the possession off the hop, Sergei Zubov again, but with the 4, he's not going to be able to make anything happen. Up to the 5-minute mark we go here, where it's 10. That is Mark Lamb here once again with the puck. Lamb with a 5, but he needs a 7 or greater. So to the 7.5-minute mark now, where it is Jack. So that's Ottawa once again. Jody Hall, Kings and Queens will penetrate the New York Rangers team defense too. Defaults to a team player here for the Ottawa Senators, and this is goal attempt. So let's go with Jeff Lazaro. And Jeff Lazaro, he needs either an ace or 10 for this to be a goal or a joker. I forgot to mention a joker. So the Senators go up by 3. Jeff Lazaro sniping one. Lazaro starting off that sequence, I believe, was Jody Hall. just to show again. So that was Hall through the Rangers team defense onto a player that doesn't get as much ice time for the Senators. I chose Lazaro from the 5 there, the third name. Again, this one here, you can just kind of eyeball it a little bit or come up with your own routine system. And then Lazaro there with the Joker getting the goal. So 4-1 for the Ottawa Senators here. And I believe that's about 7.5 minutes into the third period. I'll check a little bit later on when the deck that I'm holding here gets a little thinner. So, yeah, Sens up by 3. And that's going to be Alexei Kovalev here with the puck for the Rangers. But again, the Rangers just unable to get anything going here. Let's see. Brian Leach will have a try. Leach with the ace. That will be fed through. Leach here, solo effort. Decided he's going to try to do it himself, and that he does. With the 9 there, Leach end-to-end. Leach end-to-end. The Rangers have another goal on the board here. I say end-to-end, but let's see. Leach from Phil Bourque. So Phil Bourque hands the puck off to Leach, and Leach can't find anyone open. So solo drive there from Leach, and it's 4-2. 4-2 here. So the Rangers now, this is Tony Amonte. Tony Amonte here, they finally have momentum here. The Rangers do. So Amonte through. For Leach again, Leach from the point, blast. And that falls a little short of the intended target there. He tried to go high with it, and it is going to be the Senators. 5 minutes, they're probably not going to pull the goalie. Normally, I would just do that for the final sequence, and it's Darren Rumble with the puck anyway, so I don't have to make such decision. Rumble can't make anything happen. Let's say that the Rangers will try to get a goal at least here, and I know there are some house rules for this. That is Doug Weight. Doug Weight with the 8. He gets it through too. Tony Amonte with the ace, and that is a goal for New York. That is a goal for the New York Rangers. So we have a 4-3 hockey game here all of a sudden. Tony Amonte got so excited, I forget, that wasn't Kovalev, was it? Who was that at the start of the sequence there? Doug Weight, that's right. Tony Amonte from Doug Weight. And a Joker, again, this is where I might actually just pick somebody. I'll probably pick the high assist guy, actually. We'll say Messier gets an assist there because Messier, more likely than not, would be on the ice in this kind of situation. And so let's say hypothetically, because some people would house rule it, and I've done this myself with 9 or 10 sequences in the third. The game's over. I'm just curious. It would have been a red card for the Senators anyway, possibly an empty net goal. No, 6-2. So Kudelski just kind of punts it. Lifts it into the neutral zone, and time has expired here. So your final score, Ottawa 4. They're picking up their first win of the season here. They would improve their record in my replay to 1-6-1. I wanted to say sarcastically there, like a solid 1-6-1. And the Rangers fall to an absolutely abysmal 0-9. So someone had to win here, and that someone in this game was Ottawa. The Rangers still in search of their first win of the season. I think I'll take them off camera for their ensuing games and let them try to win one off camera at least first, and probably try to get through. I don't know. I want to say like get through the rest of October's games. Again, this is game 99 of 1008. But if I see something, if I see an upcoming game on the horizon that for whatever reason I want to show on camera, then of course I'll be back with it, and that's, I guess, then it would be your choice whether or not to watch it or give any of your time to it. But as always, thank you for any time that you've given to this, any consideration, anything like engagement, good, bad, or anything in between. It does all count for something. And again here at my goodness, what was it called? The Palladium at the time. I'm trying to think. Yeah, the first season they played in, why am I not seeing it here right away? Did they start playing in the Palladium in 92-93? If you're a hockey history buff, you could tell me. It was such a cool... I don't think so. I think it was Ottawa Civic Centre, I want to say at the time, but I could be wrong about that without looking it up on Wikipedia, but that's what I want to say. I think it was called the Ottawa Civic Centre? Was it... Oh man, Ottawa's Arena. That's going to bother me now. But eventually it was the Palladium, which was pretty cool, and I believe the Palladium then became the Corel Center, and has probably been, co-opted and corporatized by multiple, as Canadian Tire, I guess, at one point, and I don't even keep track. I think it's Scotia something now. I don't even keep track of that stuff at this point, to be honest. So I guess if that makes me less of a hockey buff, then so be it. It's not really my concern, the arenas, especially in the corporate sponsorship era. I'm fine with sponsorship, but like having it right in the name of the arena, I wish they did not. I'm getting off in a tangent now, but I miss, Joe Louis Arena. the Forum, Maple Leaf Gardens, right? Stuff like that. Boston Garden, So, all right. Anyways, cheers. Cheers, thanks, and bye for now.